You are listening to Radio 4EB 98.1. Up next is the African program presented in English. Hello everybody. It's great to have you on the show tonight. My name is Real Valerie and I will be your host for tonight. Thank you for joining us again today for our Sunday session on the African program. Let's tap into Africa. Hello everyone, and despite the recent high interest rates and rent increases, not to mention the high cost of living, I hope you all had a very lovely week. Let us remain strong and gain more financial literacy, remembering that nothing lasts forever. We simply need to plan smarter and more deliberately for the future, as this is the best way to get back on top and to stay ahead. In today's show, we will discuss strategies to building something from nothing as a migrant in Australia with Tommy Adebayo. We will get into the ins and outs of building success in the diaspora. We also have exciting announcements at the end of the interview, so stay tuned and be sure to listen all the way through for the exciting news. Before we get into it, we will play some music. If you're just joining us, we have a guest in studio today, and I am pretty excited to have Tommy Adebayo join us on the show tonight. He manages TMT's assets, which include people and equipment for both onshore and offshore oil and gas projects, safety and relationship manager, and has 17 years experience in this field with a passion for inspiring people for success. You can say he's a migrant advocate. He is also the chairman and president of the African Professionals of Australia, APA, co-founder and head of public and private partnerships at Aspramed, founder of the Skilled Migrant Professional magazine, that's smpmagazine.com.au, and the author of Migrant Success 101, which I am personally lobbying for a second edition. Please, Tommy, we need a second edition. Tommy Adebayo is going to share with us his strategies for building something from nothing as a migrant in Australia. Okay, hello, Mr. Tommy. Welcome to the African program. And we would like to know a little bit about you.
Good evening, listeners. My name is Tommy. I'm from Nigeria and West Africa, and I've been in Australia for 20 years now, still counting. Yep.
Okay. And what do you do in Australia?
Okay. I work for an oil and gas company in Perth, in WA. And the company, what we do is basically we support oil and gas companies when they're drilling or exploring for oil and gas and offshore projects. So I work as the safety and relationship manager for Total Marine Technology, which we provide services for them to be able to do whatever they need to do on offshore platforms.
Okay. So basically with the theme today, which is strategies to build something from nothing as a diaspora, tell us a bit of your journey of how you got to that, what you do now.
Yeah, when I came to Australia in 2000, I came here as an international student, basically to study. And I lived in Queensland on the Gold Coast, to be specific, for about 2 years and a half. I did my master's in IT at Griffith University, and then after living in Queensland for 2.5 years, then I decided to move over to WA to seek for future opportunities. And that was how I was able to get a job at Total Marine Technology, and in 2005, and I've been with the company till today. So yeah, that's my career journey in a nutshell.
So IT and into engineering.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know you're gonna ask that. Yeah. Basically, because I've already had my bachelor's in electrical engineering from Nigeria before I came to Australia, so I just decided to divert into IT at that time to see what the opportunities that might be available in Australia at that time. So, and when I came to WA to look for job. Then actually I went back to uni. I went back to University of Western Australia to do graduate diploma in oil and gas engineering. So subsea technology. So that was how I was able to get the necessary knowledge that is required to work in the oil and gas sector.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Because I know you do quite a lot of things, like from APA, which is where I met you. How did that idea come to pass?
Yeah, it's quite a kind of when you're trying to turn your sometimes when you being challenged with a lot of environmental issues, like when things are not going your way, you've got your degrees, you couldn't get a job. So basically, after a couple of years, like 4 or 5 years, after I've been working as subsea engineer for some time, and I said, you know what, there should be a way that I can share what I've learned on my career journey with other people that will be coming behind me. So that was how we came up with APA, me and some of my friends, and yeah, we've been going since 2005.
Okay, that's actually quite amazing. So what ethics, got you, do you think drove you to this point? Like, what was your motivation, your ethics around it?
Yeah, actually, that's quite an interesting question, because when I was, trying to build myself up as an engineer in Australia, there are some key attributes or behaviors that I noticed that are very, very well seen among mainstream Australians at the workplace. And I thought, well, if I need to integrate into the Australian society or workforce, I need to also accustomed to those disciplines. So basically, the first one is, I would say, is time management, because a lot of the time when you're supposed to show up at an interview for at 2 o'clock, don't dare show up at 2:30. So basically, I learned that quickly when I was looking for work. And also at my workplace, even when you're running late, you need to call your manager or your superior to let them know that you're running late, and because time is money in Australia, because we get paid per hour, not because you just show up for work. So you need to make sure that every time you're at work is valuable and you do what is expected of you. So time management is a critical value for me that I've embraced since I've been in Australia. And also another interesting value that I will talk about, it's just showing up, because I've noticed a lot of Africans believe that, or diasporas believe that you can just, sit at home or hang out with the same people that within your own community, and not that is where success or opportunity will come from. No, you need to actually show up where things are happening, where you can be challenged, which is outside your comfort zone. So you need to look for networks that are outside your own comfort zone, which is outside your own immediate community, and get to know that people that are outside your own culture, basically. So show up at places that you know that is going to be of value to you. It might be social events that are not organized by your own community or by your own personal network, or just hanging out with people that you never met before. Just maybe it might be in the supermarket. Talk to people, ask them about their journey. So basically, we need to show up every time and be ready for the opportunity when it comes. So the last one I'm going to talk about is just keeping a journal. Because as a professional, you need to make sure that you have a journal to document what works, what doesn't work, because that will help you to be able to go back to know what you've done before when a similar challenges you face a similar challenges on your career path, and you can just go back. What did I do 2 years ago, 3 years ago? And that journal will be a kind of a legacy that you're going to even leave behind when you start working as serving or being a mentor or coach to other people.
Okay, that's a lot. Discipline is key, I guess, in any aspect and in any way in the world, I would think. So would you consider yourself, like, what is your work strategy? Are you a hard worker? Are you a smart worker? What exactly is like your work strategy?
Yeah, well, I try to work smart, because it's not, how hard you work that makes you successful. It's how effective that you work that will make you successful. So basically, I basically ask myself, what is required for me to get to where I need to get to, basically? So what are the key critical things I need to do? So, and you prioritize from 1 to 3, and you make sure that the critical things, which are the first priority, are being attacked first, and then drill down. So basically, to me, it's more of prioritization, making sure that the things that are important are what I spend my time on, and every other things can come after. So yeah.
Okay. So you're an engineer. Come on, let's not play around the idea that you are, amongst the higher paid in the society. But I've also got a question as well. Have you found any trouble with with trading time for money, or it's, it is what it is? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, basically, trading time for money. Basically, it's just more of, it's quite interesting because in Africa, where I come from, basically, we believe that you work for 30 days and you get paid at the end of the month. But here in Australia, you get paid by the value you put into the hour, because that is why they always say that how much I'm going to pay you per hour. So what we bring into the workplace should be measured per hour. Know that every hour you deliver value. So regardless of whether you spend, don't depend on how many hours you're going to spend on a job. It's always ask yourself, what are the value that I need to deliver every per seconds or per hour, or basically depending on how the type of job you're working on. So basically what I do is I ask myself, I have to do this job for 2 or 3 hours. What do I need to deliver? Because once you know your deliverables, it's easier for you to minimize or maximize your time, basically. So to me, trading time for money, it's all about, those time that you put in to deliver the value, make sure that you're getting paid for that value. Because if you work 10 hours and you get paid $50 an hour, and I can work out an average of that hour and earn $100 per hour, what serves you best? So I think the value we bring into the hour that we should be trading, not how many hours we can deliver, or how many hours that take us to deliver a task. Is the value we bring into the hour that will determine how much we get paid.
Okay, that's actually quite interesting. So that still boils down back to the whole discipline and trying to account for everything that you do within your life, I guess. Yeah. And now we're going to just jump over to something a little bit more exciting. Because I've just been with APA for a very short time. Was a bit fascinated as to how it all came about. I want to know your version of the story of how, what APA is, and, whatever you need to tell me.
Yeah, well, I think when people hear of APA, what should come to their mind is, who are you and what are you made up of? Because basically APA is a replica of myself and how I think the society should see us, we diasporans in Australia. So basically, when I show up, when I was facing those challenges, when I was looking for work, I was, rejected more than 100 times with my CVs and stuff like that, and I never gave up. So I believe that type of tenacity and being resilient, it's what we need to succeed as a diaspora. So I was able to package a lot of those behaviors. Okay, so yeah, in 2005, so when the idea came to me that, I need to start sharing everything I've learned in my career journey in 2005, then I spoke to a couple of my friends, Melvin Achuma, Davis Chibale, and and they just said, Tommy, let's do it. So that was how we came together to draft the Constitution. And then since we only have one chapter at that time till 2007, and then in 2009, then we extended it to New South Wales, and then started going extended to other chapters as well, like Victoria, ACT, and Queensland. So yeah, And we have about maybe closely over 10,000 members at the moment. And it's great to see that we now have people really happy to be part of APA.
With APA, what can you name like the benefits of like people becoming members to APA? What can people expect when they join, the community?
Yeah, I mean, becoming an APA member basically it strengthens you as an individual to be able to learn from people that have gone before you, because basically we do a lot of networking events, and the main purpose of that is to be able to bring people like myself and other people, so that they'll be able to share their career journey with people that are just finishing uni or still looking for work. So basically, networking is one of our strongest, I would say, purpose of APA. And also, we also do coaching, we do mentoring one-on-one, which, basically, if you just arrived in Australia and you don't have any friends, you don't have any person to support you, we can connect you to one of our members. If you're an accountant, we can connect you to an accountant, and you guys can be able to connect to each other and share those experiences. And also, we also make sure that we do investment events as well for some of our members who looking for ways to be financially free. We organize investment sessions as well for our members. And we also partner with universities, basically because a lot of our members, we have student membership. So we've partnered with a couple of universities in Australia where what we do is we go into that particular university to kind of be a mentor to a lot of the students. We do one-on-one coaching, mentoring, and also we also do provide work experience as well for students. For some of our members who are professionals or who have been in industry for more than 20 years, they take on students to be able to come and learn from them. So yes, we do provide work experience for students as well, students in universities. So yeah, it's ranges from depending on where you are in your career journey. Either you are a student or you are you just a skill migrant who have just arrived in Australia, or you are a business migrant, or you are an established professional. We have different programs for different categories of people.
Okay, and how can people, have access to these information programs and stuff?
Yeah, they can go to our website, which is www.apau.com.
Okay. And then the other part I also wanted to find out is, apart from APA, have you done or been ventured into anything into like giving back to like Africa?
Yeah, well, I mean, being here, sometimes you always ask yourself what else is left for you to do. So I mean, being an engineer here for 17 years and starting APA, yeah, now we're starting to look at how we can contribute to our motherland. And for myself, actually, I've been working with some of my friends. We're about two people. So we've started a kind of a telehealth platform where we're looking at how we can actually assist or support health system back in Africa, in Sahara Africa. So we've developed or deployed a telehealth platform now, which has been running since last month. And yeah, we've currently operating in Nigeria and planning to extend to Zambia, to Kenya, Zimbabwe, and Botswana as well in the next couple of months. So yeah, I've tried, even though I'm not qualified or I'm not working in the health sector, but I do believe that with the amount of information out there that you can learn and see what you can do, there's yeah, I can also contribute to the health sector back in Africa. So that's my I would say area now that I'm looking at. And yeah, we're hoping Aspramed will do a lot in the health sector back in Africa in the next couple of years.
Okay, that sounds like it's pretty full on. Remind me again, what's the name of, is it a project? What is it?
It's called Aspramed telehealth platform.
Okay.
And it's an online consultation for doctors and patients, basically. So it's eliminates face-to-face contact between patients and doctors. So it's widely used in Australia. So, and since COVID, I think yeah, telehealth has actually been the next frontier in terms of health services. So yeah, we're actually supporting that part of health improvement in Africa with deploying the telehealth as primary telehealth platform.
When did you launch Aspramed?
Yeah, actually it was last year, September, at Perth here during the African Down Under Mining Conference, but we started operating in January this year, 2023.
Like, oh, that's actually very recent. So I have a few more questions around that for for people who might be interested in having online business, because essentially that's an online business, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the process to, starting? Is it an application or is it just on the website?
Yeah, actually it's just on the hub.
It's
On
an
the
app.
hub.
What was the process that got you to? Because I'm assuming it was COVID that kind of, was a little back burner of like, inspiring that. But let me not put words in your mouth. What was it?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, my dad was sick and we couldn't get him quickly to the hospital. So and he had just stroke. And then before they could get into the hospital, it was gone. So I thought, oh well, maybe this is where I need to start, to look at how I can play a part in terms of helping people to able to get a kind of initial treatment or medication before they get taken to the hospital. So I think also then COVID came. So basically everything just worked to align together for me. I said, well, maybe this is the right time for me to do this online business. So that was how Aspramed, the platform, came to be, just from our own personal experience and also from COVID experience as well.
Okay. I'm very sorry for your loss. And also, with Aspramed, any challenges that you have found so far? I know it's been short since you've actually been running. You said in just this January. Have you met any challenges of trying to get into a whole new market? Because for you, it's now a new market because you've been here a while. How is that been?
Yeah, I mean, that every in country and every community has different challenges. So basically, the challenges we are facing in Africa or in Nigeria, to be specific, is just more of being able to, people are still used to, oh, I'm sick, I need to get a cab and go and see my GP. So people, and the good thing is now, like, petrol is quite expensive now in Nigeria. Things are going up. So to even, to spend about, I would say 10,000 or 10,000 naira to board a taxi to go and see a doctor, and you pay for your medical fee. So just jumping online and using your mobile phone, which costs you less, or 20, I would say like one third of that. So I think we wouldn't use that. So we've been telehealth is kind of the right thing to be happening to Nigeria at the moment, because people are actually looking for ways to reduce their living expenses. So I think, and if you can save 70% of what you normally spend to go and see your doctor for checkup, I think it's really a good thing. So it's just more of telecommunication, because not everyone has a kind of live within the where they can have enough coverage on their phone, and data is quite expensive. So yeah, we're looking at how we can partner with in-country telecommunication company that are able to help us to give discounts for any of our patients that have registered online with our hub, and also able to save them money on their data and telephone calls as well. So the main challenges is just data, basically, because you have to making video calls is quite expensive at the moment in Africa. But you get the savings back in the cost you will have spent in actually traveling to see the doctor. So it's catch-22 basically. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. So I'm taking it's been a cruisy ride because you only said one issue that you're having, because I was like, I thought there was gonna be a whole chatter. But that's good that you are not experiencing too many dramas there. For the benefit of the Australian Africans here who still have family there, is it, like some apps allow you to only connect to them if you are in the service area? Is Aspramed like that?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's available even if you live in United States or you live in Ghana, you live in Canada. Yes, you can download the app and you can refer the app to your families back in your own country. So yeah, there's no restriction at all.
Okay. So if that's the case, what is stopping you from rolling it out throughout Africa?
Yeah, at the moment, because we're still trying to understand the market in Nigeria. So once we are able to understand or meet the needs of the local people in Nigeria, and basically it's all about numbers. So once we're able to get enough people on the platform, then I think maybe by mid-year in 2020 of 2023, we should be able to look at how we can expand to Zambia. Zambia is our next country we're planning to go to. And yeah, we should. So basically, we're going to use everything we're going to learn from Nigeria and deploy it to Zambia. So it's just more of, you have to grow, not grow exponentially, because that might be dangerous in terms of, learning from your mistakes. So we want to learn slowly and also be able to minimize our cost. So yeah, we're going to extend, but it's just time.
Okay. And on the part of the doctors, how do you clear them? What's the process there? And also, is it only doctors in Nigeria at the moment, or people can have access to doctors anywhere in the world if they are on platform? Is that the structure?
No, at the moment, because the law in Nigeria says that before you you have to be registered with the Nigerian Doctor and Dental Council, which is the organization that regulates medical practices in Nigeria. So yeah, you have to register by that body before you can consult for anybody in Nigeria. So basically, at the moment, we only have doctors that are residents in Nigeria to be able to comply with the local law or regulation. So basically, but we're hoping that hopefully before the end of the year, because we're just trying to make sure that we don't breach the local law in terms of people that are not certified in Nigeria to be providing medical services, online medical services to people in Nigeria. And also, we are very strict in how we onboard our doctors, because we do our due diligence. We make sure that they are qualified in Nigeria, they've got the qualification, and also they are registered, and the registration is current as well with the Nigerian Medical and Dental Board. So yeah, we do all that, and then we do our due diligence in terms of speaking to those doctors to know why they want to join us and the value they're going to bring in and how committed they're going to be on the platform.
Okay. So the part you didn't answer is when obviously overlooking and when you've done with the Nigeria experiment, can doctors work across borders?
Yes, exactly. That is what we are looking at. In next, maybe hopefully by the end of this year, we will be onboarding African doctors that are diaspora here to be able to, because that's one of our goals of Aspramed, because we want to make sure that doctors that are here and doctors that are back in Africa can share knowledge, can cross-pollinate their ideas as well. So basically, yes, we're looking at that. But that is the only way we can make make sure that even if doctors are leaving Africa for greener pasture abroad, you can still contribute back to your own country, even though you are not there physically. So yeah, it's one of the things we're going to be looking at strongly in the next by the end of the year, actually.
Actually, hearing that makes it even sound more amazing. I think I saw a post on the Aspramed page of I don't know if you would know it offhand, because I think there was a success story recently of because I saw an article somewhere. Would you mind sharing that story? Because I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, that was one of our. I mean, we've had just not that many consultations on the platform because it just started in January. But it was good to get kind of a feedback from one of our first patients on the platform, and we are happy to see or to hear that yeah, how it helped our family, in terms of not really struggling to trying to get their sick family member to the hospital, and Aspramed was able to be in there at the right time to be able to help them to solve their health challenges. So yeah, we are so happy to receive that feedback from one of our first users of the platform. And we are hoping that we're going to get more of that as we continue to innovate and to develop our services with Aspramed.
Okay. So yeah, that's a large body of stuff that you do there. You're doing pretty amazing work. But holistically speaking, as everything all bunched up together, what does 2024 look like? Because that's pretty much a lot to juggle. Your full-time job as an engineer, and then you've got Aspramed, and then you've got APA. You can stage it if you want to, but I'm just kind of looking for like the vision towards everything, what it looks like for you going forward from like whatever point. What does that look like?
2024. I mean, to me, my vision for 2024 is basically to see Aspramed extending its services to other African countries, because I believe, because one of the directors of Aspramed, she's from Zambia, Cynthia Wright, and she's really keen to see us to extend to Zambia, where she's from, and also with we have a lot of potential investors that are actually asking us to give them that opportunity to invest in Aspramed. So hopefully in 2024, we're looking at how we're able to raise funds to be able to extend or do more innovation for Aspramed, so that we can serve more people and also extend the type of services we're providing as well. So yeah, 2024 is going to be a year of fundraising for Aspramed, and also going into different African countries in 2024. So yes, 2024 is a year of expansion and a year of capital raising for Aspramed.
Yes. And then the other two?
For myself, yeah, well, maybe traveling around the world. You never know. Yeah, it's maybe going to the US or going to the UK for yeah. But I'll keep that as a secret for now. Yeah.
You don't want to sell any secrets out, do you? And for APA, what is the vision going forward? What's your part? What is it? What does it look like?
Well, APA, I think being the national chairman of APA for 15 years now, I think it's now the right time to pass on the baton. So by 2024, we're going to be seeing new faces on the board of APA, and myself and other pioneers of APA will be stepping back a little bit, or stepping aside, and then letting the young ones run the organization. So we are looking forward to see what the young ones or the young members or committee members we are bringing on board, what they're going to do. I look forward to that, because I think I would say the way we usually say it in Africa, the petrol in my car is drying up for APA. So so we need new blood, and so I think yes, we should be able to pass on the baton to the next generation.
Okay, let's put people on the spotlight. I'm sure you know the whole system. I'm sure you've eyed out or mentored a few people along the way. Throw in some names. We want to give the burn on their back, and just
Oh
so that
gosh.
they're ready for it.
That's well, I'm not sure how comfortable they're gonna be if I mention their
You
name,
have
but
to,
yeah.
because they are coming next to sit with me, and then we need to grill them to see if they're on the right page with the rest of us.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of efficient leaders, and yeah, that we've been looking at actually. So yeah, I'll mention the current president in Queensland. She's on the card, and yes, Orode, and then also in WA, Sumili, which is the president of APA in Western Australia as well. And we also have some other people who have left APA leadership, but they're still active. So like Robert, hopefully we're going to see if he's keen to contribute to APA. So I think those are the three people for now that I can mention offhand. So yeah, but we'll see how we go.
So we're going to be looking forward towards a new president. So yes, the three have heard, and I'll be coming. I'll be coming for you. We need to hear what you guys have planned for us. If you are in the, is it the hot seat or the what was the seat like for you for so long? What the challenge? I'm sure it was very challenging, but like, what was it like? Exciting, challenging? What?
Yeah. It's exciting, challenge, everything all woven together because sometimes, sometimes you feel like it's a burden, and sometimes when you see life being changed, when you see you contributing to people's life, that is just the compensation that the fulfillment, so to speak, that comes from it. But it's not really a burden, but to me, I see it as because I mean, there is one popular quote my mentor I've come across, which is quite good because it says that, you know, that if you are able to, if you want to be successful, go out and provide service to many people. So, and I think it's more of going out there to serve more people, put yourself out there, be, be a kind of a sponsor to a lot of people, and then I think it will replicate and come back to you. So it's not a burden, it's a joy and life fulfillment. And I'm happy that at least we're leaving a legacy for people that are coming behind us.
I am happy to have caught up with you today, actually. So, because it was a bit of a back and forth. You are a very busy man of just trying to get the sit down. And thank you very much for making time out of your very busy schedule. Really, really much appreciated. It shows the love you have for your community. And yeah, do you have any, some inspiration stuff? Since you are a mentor for so long, we love to hear some wise words, coming from you before we close.
Yeah, okay. I think it's like a quote from my mentor, Jim Rohn. For some people that you can do your own research, it's quite a great mentor to me. There is one quote that I have it. If you come to my house, you have it, you see it in my library. It says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. It's basically what it's saying is your job will make you a living, but working on yourself will make you a fortune. So, because working on your job, it's you're delivering a service for someone, which is which is okay. But when you work on yourself, you go out to do more because you see that as an investment into your future. So when you go to work every day, don't go to work to satisfy your boss. Go to work because to develop yourself, because of you going there to invest in your future. So because as you do more than what is expected, that will take you on your next journey in your career. So work harder yourself than you do on your job.
Okay, that's pretty deep. I'll work on myself always. And then, last but not least, before we go, who's your favorite African artist?
Oh gosh, well, I'm not gonna lie, because in Nigeria, and Afrobeat is our in thing,
It
and
hits home, huh?
yeah, and also being a professional doesn't mean we don't listen to Afrobeat, because a lot of people think being an APA member you don't listen to Afrobeat. So to all my audience, we do dance. We APA members, we do.
You booga. Booga.
Yes. So um, my best artist, I went for a show when he was in Australia last year. It was, I think his name is Daniel. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And I'm sure
He's
you know
my,
where this question is going. So which one is your favorite song from Kiss Daniel?
oh gosh. Yeah. I think he's, uh, you said it actually. It's Bugana. Eh?
Ah!
Uh,
Spot on.
so,
How did I
yeah.
know? Or maybe it's because it's like my secret favorite, but I'll never let you know that I like Afrobeats. I'm Southern African. I'm just supposed to be, staunch. I'm a piano or, you know, macheso, if you know who that is.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I will do your booga at the end of this. Please, I need you to like dance because I'm very excited about this interview. And thank you so much again. Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much for having me on your program. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye.